This is day number 21 of the 30-Day Solo Podcast Challenge. I'm David Hooper from BigPodcast.com, and I have one job. That is to help you grow a big audience for your message. And the way that we're doing that, we're doing it through podcasting. This series of episodes is going to help you clarify your message, improve your delivery, make more money, have more flexibility with your podcast, and also build skills that will translate elsewhere. You'll be a better speaker, a better communicator, a better writer. The emails that you write, the blog posts that you write, they are going to be so much better, so much more focused because of the skills that you are developing here on the 30-Day Solo Podcast Challenge. If you have not done this already, listen to the intro episode first. That episode explains the what and the why of everything happening here. You can get it at bigpodcast.com/subscribe. You can get the entire series there, delivered to your iPhone, delivered to your Android device, automatically, and also free of charge. Bigpodcast.com/subscribe has everything. Previously, I talked about how to read an ad. So many people come to me and they say, David, I want sponsors for my podcast. Well, there are two things that you need to do to get sponsors for your podcast. One, you need to grow a big audience, and that's why we're here. And you do that through having a clear message. But you also need to be able to deliver a convincing ad read. And that is what we talked about on the last episode. That's day number 20. When you go to bigpodcast.com/subscribe, that will be automatically sent to you. Today, the focus is, how does somebody who's listening to you get started and actually do what you talk about? How does somebody take that first step? Those are the questions that I want you to answer on your day 21 episode. Here's why it's important. Lots of people are listening to you, but they get overwhelmed with choice. That leads to indecision. That means no action. So you need to break things down and give a single option for moving forward, a single option for getting started. Here's a podcasting-related example that you might relate to. When people think about starting a podcast, they often get caught up in technical issues. They ask themselves questions like, how do I record my voice? How do I get that recording online? Anchor is a smartphone app that takes care of all of the technical issues to podcasting and more. It makes creating a podcast as easy as using your phone. If you can talk into your phone, you can make a podcast using Anchor. Here's the process. You download the app from the App Store, you load it up, hit the record button, start talking. Hit the stop button, hit the publish button, you're podcasting. It's that easy. Is it the be-all, end-all? Absolutely not. It's going to get you started, though. And you'll learn a lot more by actually doing a podcast than thinking about it. I don't want you thinking more than you're taking action. I don't want you going on Facebook and listening to other people talk about podcasting instead of actually doing a podcast yourself. So go to the App Store, search for Anchor, give it a try. In 20 minutes from now, and this is not an exaggeration, you could have a podcast that is available for the world to hear. It is that easy. Here's your action step for the 30-Day Solo Podcast Challenge. Get your pen, get your paper, outline the episode with three things: the beginning, the middle, and the end. The beginning on this. What's the problem that you see people listening to you are facing? Break that down into one thing. I talked about the technical issues of podcasting. How do I record my voice? How do I get that recording online? Talk about some of the things that can happen if action isn't taken. Talk about what that looks like. Then move into the meat of the episode. What are the steps to taking that action? I talked about going on the App Store, searching for Anchor, downloading Anchor, pressing the button to hit publish, being done with the process. Then I wrapped it up, gave the action step. Here is how to do it, which is basically, in this example, the same process. Go to the store, get Anchor, take action, do it now. Stories are important, so add stories where you can. A related Anchor story that I didn't add, but I'm going to add now. My podcast, Build a Big Podcast, it started on Anchor. It was a complete fluke. I was fooling around with Anchor. Everybody was talking about it. So I'm going to try this out. But I need something to podcast about. Well, why not do a podcast on podcasting? Hit that button, let it rip, published it within a few minutes, and here I am, still going. Keep your outline short and tight. Don't overthink it. Hit record, go for it, then upload it. If you want to send it to me, bigpodcast.com is the way to do that. That is it for today. Right now, before you outline it, record it, get it online, I want you to go to bigpodcast.com/subscribe. Subscribe to this podcast. Make sure you don't miss a day. I'm walking you step by step through an organized process. And by the time we get to the end of this, You're going to be a more confident host. You're going to have better clarity with your message. People are going to listen to you. People are going to want to spread your message for you. They'll do your marketing for you. So go to bigpodcast.com/subscribe, hit the subscribe button. And while you were there, get my free podcast toolkit, episode templates, social media templates, release forms for guests. You get my process on how to work with guests, how to schedule them, how to make sure they know what they're getting into. That is all available to you for free at bigpodcast.com/subscribe. Thank you for listening to the 30-Day Solo Podcast Challenge. I will see you tomorrow on the next episode.